Katya, take it away.
Thank you, Dana. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the CGFM Town Hall and happy CGFM month. I'm sure all of you know this already, but in case you didn't, this is the introduction to CGFM. It's a perfect time and month to talk about CGFM. So, if thank you for everybody who's already put something in the chat about the chapter where they're from. Please continue putting some notes in the chat if if you want to tell us what chapter you're from or where you are. And also, if you are a CGFM or if you are a candidate, if you want to share that information, that would be great. And then if you have questions, as questions come up, feel free to put questions in the chat. I will just kind of go through the presentation I have a few different things to cover, but you can also, pause, you can unmute yourself and ask questions, so we can kind of, play by ear to see how the questions will go. So CGFM, we're talking about CGFM, of course, so let's start with the basics. Would imagine you guys know what CGFM is, but just in case, if we have anybody who is not a CGFM, we're not familiar with CGFM, it stands for Certified Government Financial Manager. It's a professional certification awarded by AGA. And it is what makes the CGFM unique is it is 100% focused on government financial management. So it's really focused on this field of government financial management, but it combines this focus with this broad coverage of all levels of government, all aspects of government financial management. So when we're talking about financial management, we include not just accounting and auditing and budgeting, but really all different aspects from performance to grant management and internal control and financial analysis. And so really kind of a broad application of government financial management at all levels of government. And I see some people are posting in the chat that they're CGFMs or are in the process. Congratulations to all of you. And yes, so thank you. And for those of you who are coming back and or pursuing it, welcome. We're happy to welcome you into the fold in the CGFM family. So we hear this from a lot of our CGFMs on what are the benefits. And those of you who are CGFMs know this already, but just as a refresher, one of the main things that our CGFMs report to us is this increased knowledge of government financial management. It is such a broad-based and comprehensive certification that it covers so much and that a lot of people say, I didn't even know how much I didn't know until I've gone through the CGFM program. So this increased knowledge of the field, this greater confidence on the job, because a lot of this information is applicable to government financial management and what people do on their job day in and day out. So, and because it covers all levels of government, all different aspects, it kind of gives you that big picture of government, how all different parts fit together. And of course, as a professional certification, it's tangible, it's portable, it showcases to your current employers and future employers that you are committed to your professional development and growth, and that that you're looking for additional qualifications as well as professional development, and can encourage continuing education as well as credibility and public confidence. So a lot of benefits, both internal and external, for the individuals pursuing the CGFM. So again, kudos to those who've already earned it. I'm happy to hear the ones that are pursuing it already. And if you know someone who should be pursuing their CGFM, this is a good opportunity to get them introduced to this professional certification and the path to CGFM. So just a quick refresher on what are the requirements to earn the CGFM. There's 4 of them. They all start with E. Ethics, of course, as AJ members, CGFMs and CGFM candidates need to agree to abide by the Code of Ethics. Education, there's a bachelor's degree requirement from an accredited U.S. college or university, and that's something that is required at the time of application. Examinations, there are 3 exams to pass, and then an experience requirement of 2 years professional level experience in government financial management. Now, the experience requirement is not something you have to satisfy when you apply for the program. That's something that can be satisfied later on. So individuals who are new to the field can apply, pass all of the exams, and then complete their experience requirement. Now, on the education side, education is required at the time of application. However, we do have a within 1 year of graduation provision. So, individuals that are still in college that are about to graduate with a bachelor's degree and earn it within a year can apply early and get their exams done and then submit the proof of their bachelor's degree. So that it's still required to have U.S. government. It's still required to have the bachelor's degree, but you can apply early and get started on the examination. So we do have that provision. Yes, and so I see a comment about U.S. government financial management include internal auditing. Yes, it's a broad. When we're talking about government financial management, we are talking about a broad sense of different responsibilities. We have a list on our website of the types of experiences that can count, that can span from financial analysis to grants, to contract management, to teaching government financial management topics. So there's a lot of different types of experience that can count. So take a look at that if you are interested in pursuing the CGFM or have somebody else that is interested in doing that. On our website, there's a great page called CGFM process page. This one presents the CGFM path in kind of a step-by-step approach. It's a great page, kind of a navigation page for individuals pursuing the CGFM. It's also a really good resource for any of you that may be talking to people about CGFM. And there's a lot of links from that page to all the different steps. So if you go there, you can see kind of a step-by-step approach of, what do you need to do from reading the code of ethics to receiving the certificate and all the different things, on the links for more information, in between. When we have promotions and we have some additional information, we post links to this page. So this is a really good kind of a resource for that path, that certification process for both candidates and those who maybe are talking to somebody about the credential. In speaking of the My Path to CGFM, I want to mention that individuals who are candidates have access to a portion of the AGA website that's called My Path to CGFM. And it's a kind of a step-by-step process, just like this one, but it is customized to their path. So it has specific dates on when they applied, what their candidate ID is, what their eligibility period is, what their exam results are. So it's really, it shows them the whole process and kind of checks off the steps that they have completed, so they can track their progress towards the CGFM. So that's the My Path to CGFM. And then individuals who are CGFMs have My CGFM, where they can track their CPEs, and they can add CPEs from other entities, as well as see their CGFM stats, their certificate number, last renewal date, current CPE cycle, things like that, and also order their certificate. And there's additional links for specifically just CGFMs. So if you haven't visited the My Path to CGFM for candidates or My CGFM for CGFMs, please do. The links are on our website under kind of the respective sections. The My Path is on the process page, and the My CGFM is on the maintenance page. Take a look at those, because there's a lot of resources, a lot of information for in both candidates and the CGFMs, where you can kind of see your information, as well as find a lot of resources and links that are necessary to the process. So, but just kind of real quick, there is an application to submit to become a CGFM. Of course, you agree to the code of ethics, apply for the CGFM, submit the documentation of a bachelor's degree that I mentioned earlier, receive an eligibility letter. That's the letter that tells you that you are now a candidate and can take the exams. And there's an 18 months eligibility period that during which the individuals have to pass the 3 exams. And then from then on, that step 5, preparing for exams, that's when we get a lot of questions of what are the preparation options, how do I prepare, and things like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So, but there's a lot of different ways to prepare for the CGFM, and then schedule the examinations and obviously take and pass those. In terms of scheduling and taking the examinations, we use Pearson VUE, that's our vendor, to administer the exams. And we have option to go to a testing center or do it online. So we offer the online proctoring as an option for our candidates, where individuals can take the exam at their house and just be proctored via the webcam on their computer. So candidates have options to do that. And really, as far as how quickly can someone take the exams, it's really up to the individual. They can get it done pretty quickly. We've had individuals go through the process in 1 month, and they can take the 18 months, eligibility period. So really depends on their timeline, schedule, preparation resources, etc. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And then work verification form is what the individuals submit to confirm their 2 years of experience. And we give people a little bit more time to do that. So I mentioned that the 2-year experience requirement is not something that you have to satisfy at the time of application. So if somebody applies for CGFM and they have 0 experience, they can still have time to earn the 2 years before becoming a CGFM. So they have 18 months to pass the 3 exams, but they actually have up to 4 years to earn their experience requirement of 2 years. So there's a little bit of a flexibility there too, in case somebody needs more time to complete their experience requirement. So any questions? I don't see any in the chat right now, but if there's any questions about the process or anything like that, please go ahead and post it in, and I'm gonna move on in the meantime. So I mentioned that March is CGFM month, and I want to mention that this is an initiative that was started by an AGA chapter, and I believe it's been 25 years maybe or so that we've definitely more than 20 years that we've been having this initiative where different chapters reach out to their local governments, cities, counties, states, and declare March CGFM month. And why do we do that? Well, this is a great opportunity for us to shine a spotlight on this program, as well as the individuals, the CGFMs that have earned this credential. And so we want to encourage everyone, the CGFMs and the chapters and potential CGFMs, to take this opportunity to celebrate CGFM month. Because first of all, we want to recognize our CGFMs, individuals who have earned the designation, and we also want to highlight the credential for those people who are not familiar with it. So it just gives us that opportunity to celebrate and provide additional recognition and visibility to the program, and celebrate the individuals who have done this. So this is actually on the AGA homepage. So if you go there, it gives you a little bit of information that this is CGFM month. And when you click on the learn more, it takes you to the CGFM month page, which lists several ideas. How can you celebrate CGFM month? And so it kind of has a section for CGFMs, for candidates, for employers, and the chapter. So this is the chapter section. So these are some of the ways that a chapter can celebrate CGFM month. So we encourage you to, first of all, get the proclamation declaring March CGFM month. Now, if you haven't done it yet, you may still be able to do it depending on the turnaround time of the different entities. But we have a proclamation request letter and a sample proclamation available in chapter resources. I'll talk about chapter resources a little bit later, but you can request that information from your local city, county, or state. If you do get the proclamation, please send it to us. We'd like to see copies of those proclamations. You can email it to me, or you can email it to like the standard CGFM email, which is cgfm@ajcgfm.org. So please send us any kind of information on proclamations, as well as any ways that you're celebrating the CGFM month. So if you have pictures from your chapter gathering, if you have, if you did a photo op with the governor with the proclamation, that's great. If you take the opportunity to publicize the proclamations, you could put a press release in the paper. You can invite somebody, for kind of a ceremony. There's a lot of different ways that you can then celebrate it. And I encourage for any chapter event that you may have this month to have some sort of a recognition of either CGFMs or the CGFM month, some way to highlight it and, kind of, bring, shine the spotlight on the program as you can. So, yes, Dana, would you mind putting a link to the chapter resources into the chat? And then just so that we have it. And yes, if you have a link to the proclamation, yes, please send me the link as well. If you have the link to the proclamation that you've already posted, if you're promoting in your chapter newsletter or on your website, that's great. Absolutely, send us the link so that we have that information. So anyway, some ideas. One of the things we have on this page, by the way, is a letter to local employers, because one of the important initiatives that we have is the recognition by the employers of the CGFM, of getting official recognition of the CGFM certification. And we've seen a lot of great examples of CGFM being recognized, whether it is for a promotion or a preferred credential in a job description, or points on the application, or a pay raise, and or differential. So there is a letter that kind of a standard letter that we have on the website that you could send to your employer if they don't currently recognize CGFM. And, CGFM month is a great time to do that. I could say that March is CGFM month. And so I wanted to bring this to your attention about this credential and the value of it. So we encourage you to kind of see what can be done to continue to let other people know about CGFM, because I think one of the issues that we've seen is that there are still a lot of individuals that simply don't know about this credential. So there's raising awareness and letting the employers and potential CGFMs know about this is a great effort, and we'd love all of your help in doing so. Okay, so one of the things I want to mention is that we have a couple of promotions. This is kind of our tradition. When we have CGFM month, we always run at least one promotion, and sometimes two. We are running two promotions right now. So we want to help individuals complete their CGFM and get things done and save some money in the process. So I want to make sure you know about the promotions that we have going on. So the first one is the POGO promotion. And this one actually has been around, or we've been running it since the beginning of the year. So from January 1st to March 31st, if somebody passes an exam, they get another exam for free. So pass one, get one, hence the POGO. So more information is on the screen, both the link and the QR code. There's still time. So, it runs until March 31st. I understand that somebody who is not ready to take the exams yet, it might be a little bit more challenging to get ready to take the exam before the end of the month. And we don't recommend anybody taking the exam if they're not ready. However, anybody who is ready to take the exam, if they've done enough preparation, if they do it by the end of the month, they can participate in this promotion. So this is a good opportunity to get an exam for free, or even two exams for those individuals that pass more than one during this period. But for those individuals who are not quite ready to take the exam yet, maybe they're just applying, maybe they're just starting to study, we have another promotion. And this one is specifically the CGFM month promotion, and that's our study guides one. So we offer online study guides and printed study guides as an option for our candidates. And so the online study guides are 25% off for the month of March. And by the way, they are already relatively inexpensive. So they're normally $50. 25% off means they're $37.50. That is 6 months access to the online study guide. So each of the 3 study guides has that price. So it's again a great opportunity to take advantage of this preparation method. The promotion runs through the end of March, and it's already automatically in the cart, so there's no promo code or anything like that. And if you go to the study guide page, there's links there to each of the online study guides as well as the printed one if the individuals want to take advantage of the printed one. But the promotion is just for the online study guides for March. So please let your chapter members know about these promotions so that they can, hopefully that can help them on their certification journey. I want to talk a little bit about preparing for the examinations. I mentioned that when we had that step-by-step look, and step 5 is where preparing for exams. We offer several options for our candidates. I mentioned the study guides. So study guides is a very popular method. A lot of our candidates, or I would say probably most of our candidates, use the study guides to prepare. But we also have CGFM courses. And CGFM courses have a couple of options. So we have the live virtual courses. Those are the ones we teach via Zoom, and they are scheduled. Usually we hold them once a month, a particular course. And so there's a schedule on our website of the courses that individuals can take. So individuals signed up for those. We also have on-demand CGFM courses. Those are the ones that have already been pre-recorded, and somebody can watch the videos as many times as they want within a certain period of time. So they have 120-day access to each of the courses, and so you can watch the videos and study on your own. The study guides are included with both options. So if you're going to do the courses, don't get the study guides, because you're already going to get the study guides as part of that, as part of the courses. And those are probably the, these are the options that a lot of the candidates take. CGFM courses can also be brought on site, in person or virtually, to a particular company, agency, or chapter. And so we have some specific arrangements where there's 3 courses, because there's 3 study guides, there's 3 exams, so there's 3 courses. So 1 or 2 or all 3 of the courses can be brought on site to a particular entity, and and be held at the dates and location that is determined by the sponsoring entity. I'm mentioning it because we have a couple of chapters that have just sponsored or are about to sponsor some CGFM courses. And this is a great opportunity for the chapter to not only support the members, because it is an opportunity for people to study for the exams, but also enhance their knowledge and earn CPEs, even if they don't study for the examinations. It is also, an opportunity for, it could be an opportunity for CGFMs to do a refresher course. So individuals who have earned their certification can attend as a refresher. It could be an opportunity for individuals outside of the chapter to attend, depending on if you have kind of a member, non-member situation going. And in some cases, even the chapters can, it could be, an opportunity for the chapter to earn some additional revenue, depending on the pricing structure. We have a special, we kind of do a special deal for our chapters, that it comes with some exam vouchers. It's 10 vouchers per course. So if you schedule 3 courses, you get 30 exam vouchers, and that's just available for AGA chapters. It's a special add-on to these courses. So if your chapter has any interest in learning more about it, let us know. We can talk through the details and kind of let you know what the, how it works and what is the pricing and what's the process and what are your options. So you can explore that if that's something that you are looking to do for your members. But back to the preparation for CGFM, we do have practice exams and study references. These are just other options available to candidates who are preparing for the examinations, and additional tools that they can use to enhance their preparation. So I keep mentioning the 3 exams, so I just kind of figured that I will give you the names of those, that we sometimes just call them by number, 1, 2, 3. But governmental environment is exam 1, governmental accounting, financial reporting, and budgeting, that's a mouthful, that's exam 2, and governmental financial management and control is exam 3. We have exam content outlines on our website. That's the list of topics covered by each exam. This is very important information for any candidate. We recommend that individuals start with that and really make sure that they review this information very carefully, so that they can then customize their preparation. I mentioned that we have options for preparations, so the candidates can choose what method works for them. But it's really a good idea to start with the exam content outline so they know what topics are going to be tested on the exam, and then kind of go from there and figure out what is the best way to prepare for them. So exam content outline, kind of a core document that all candidates need to look at. So I don't see any questions in the chat right now. If you have a question, please post it in the chat. Or if anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask a question, that's fine too. So let me pause for a second and ask if there's any questions. Receiving a question about a CGFM occasionally does seminar training. The person feels they should qualify. What is your perspective? Okay, great question about retired status. So I can talk about I'm going to talk about the CGFM maintenance, but since there's a question now, I'm going to jump ahead of that. So AGA has a retired status for both membership and certification. And the definition for it is the same, and that is an individual who is permanently retired from and not working in the field of financial management. And this is financial management, not just government financial management. And this is a definition that's AGA-wide. This was actually approved by the board a few years ago. And so this is not CGFM specific. This is the AGA-wide definition. So in line with that policy, anybody that does any kind of work, and especially I would say teaching, needs to be active CGFM. As somebody who's teaching or being an instructor, you are imparting knowledge on others. So it's even more essential for somebody to keep up with the CPE requirement, because as a retired CGFM, you don't have to earn any CPEs. So if somebody is teaching any kind of financial management courses, they would have to be active on their CGFM. Or if they do any kind of work, whether it's tax preparation or any kind of financial management work, or consulting, anything like this, they would have to be active. However, if they leave the field completely and they are no longer working in any way in a financial field, or if they're working, their work has nothing to do with financial management. They are florist, and they've retired. The other thing is they can't just switch field. They have to actually reach the retirement eligibility and retire. So if they meet those definitions, then they can qualify for retired status. So great question. We do have a lot of questions on the retired status, but there's a very specific definition that the individuals have to meet to qualify the retired status. So thank you for asking that. It's a great question. With regard, there's a question about the latest study guide edition. Okay, another great question. So we update our study guides usually about every 2 years. The current edition is 2024. We are going to be reviewing the study guides this year to see if anything needs to be updated. It doesn't mean it will have to be updated, but we will review the information to see what needs to be updated. So we are planning on coming out with a revised edition at the end of the year. But again, the extent of the revisions will be driven more by the changes in the field. There's no exam update, so there's no content outline update, which is what drove the last update of the study guides. But there is no, but we will review the materials in order to make sure the materials stay up to date in the field. So 2024 right now, but we will be refreshing and reviewing the study guides. And by the way, we are looking for subject matter experts that will be helping us with the process. Updating the study guides is a big undertaking. As you can imagine, there are so many topics that are covered by the CGFM exams that it requires a lot of subject matter experts coming together to make sure that the materials are up to date. So if you are CGFM and you have some subject matter expertise that you are willing to share with us in terms of reviewing or contributing to the study guides, let me know. I can give you more information, and you can earn CPEs as part of the review of the study guide. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, I see another question. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. How do we find out who is a CGFM candidate? So we get this question a lot from the chapters, and I completely understand chapters wanting to know who the candidates are. However, from the perspective of a candidate, there are privacy considerations and policies that were approved by the Professional Certification Board. And we are not allowed to tell anybody other than the candidate who is a candidate. And as you can imagine, if you were a candidate going through a certification, you may not want other people to know, especially people that maybe are colleagues that you're working with, or other individuals that, maybe in your employment, that until you've earned the credential. So we cannot share with any chapter or any employer or anybody else other than the candidate that an individual is a candidate. Now, what I can do, however, I know that the chapters sometimes want to send some information to, say, candidates in their chapter or in their region because they're holding a study group or some sort of an event, and you'd like to share it with the individuals who are candidates. So what I can do is, if there is, say you have an announcement of a study group or something that you're planning, I can share that information on your behalf. So you could say, you know what, can you pull a list of candidates in this area and send them a message, and I can reach out to the candidates and say, this chapter is planning a study group. If you're interested, please contact this person. So then if the candidates reach out to you, that's their choice. They can let you know that they're candidates. But we can't tell you that they're candidates. So I can pass on the message if there is some sort of again, an event. So keep that in mind if that's something that you're looking for. The other thing you can do is you can pull a list of anybody in your chapter that's not a CGFM. So even if they're not a candidate, they're a potential candidate. So you can pull that in your chapter report, and then you could reach out to them for, say, CGFM course or anything like this, or a survey if you're looking for something like that. So you can pull a list of non-CGFMs. It just won't tell you whether or not somebody's a candidate. So hopefully that answers kind of the question behind the question, if that was there. But let me know if you have any additional one there. I'm going to move on, but if additional questions, please post them in the chat because these were great. So let's see. The next thing I want to mention is CGFM webinars. So we want to make sure that we provide enough information to CGFMs and potential CGFMs and candidates about different aspects of the CGFM program. So we run periodic webinars on these different topics. So one of the things we do is we have strategies for success. That is a webinar we run on a monthly basis. So usually at the end of every month. And this is really designed for candidates, for people who've already applied and are in the process of pursuing certification. Our certification manager, Kim, is the one that runs these, and then she gets into a little bit more detail on kind of different preparation methods and kind of, some of the tips and some of the best practices and stuff like that. So if somebody is going through the process, this is a great webinar. It's free. As I said, we kind of run it every month. So a great opportunity to learn about the certification process. We're also having another webinar this week, as you can see on Thursday, and that's on how to maintain certification. So that question that was about retired status, anything to do with maintenance, any kind of, and specifically CPE questions, we do get those on the CPEs, in terms of maintaining certification. We're going to be covering that during the webinar on Thursday. Of course, you can reach out to us via email. It's not, you don't have to, wait for the webinar. But I just want to let you know that we have a specific webinar dedicated to that subject for CGFMs or potential CGFMs. You don't have to be a CGFM to attend if you're, just have questions on the maintenance component. We'll be covering those on Thursday. So want to make sure you are aware. So we talked about the maintenance, so I might as well cover the maintenance portion of the CGFM. So of course, all the CGFMs have to abide by the Code of Ethics, and there is an annual renewal. It is due March 31st. So for those of you who have not renewed yet, you do have till the end of the month. Please submit your renewal payment. There is an automatic renewal option. So if you've signed up for that already, then your card will be charged automatically. I believe it's either on the 17th or 19th of March. So, but please make sure if you've done that your credit card is up to date, because if your credit card is expired, then the payment won't go through. We have reached out to the individuals, letting them know that their card has expired. So if you've gotten that correspondence, please go in and update your card. We can't update it for you. And if you haven't signed up for the automatic renewal, the way it works is, and you can do this for AGA membership and CGFM, when you pay your renewal, you can check that box saying, renew automatically, and then it sets it up for next year. And we will notify you, as we do, that the automatic renewal will be processed. So you will have an opportunity to update the card or cancel it if you, let's say if you haven't earned the CPEs or anything like this. But it just gives it a little bit more of an easier way to renew and make sure that you are staying up to date and your CGFM remains active and your membership remains active as well. Renewal is due March 31st. And then the continuing education is 80 hours every 2 years, including 4 hours in ethics. I do want to mention that 4 hours in ethics, it's a relatively new requirement, but it is a requirement for all CGFMs. So you have to earn 4 hours in ethics as part of the 80. I know that we still have some individuals sometimes that come back to us and say that, oh, I didn't earn the ethics requirement. So there are a lot of opportunities to earn ethics. It's not state specific. I know like the CPA has some specific guidelines on what kind of ethics hours are covered, but anything to do with ethics, any courses in ethics could be from AGA, could be from other entities. AGA usually has at least 2 ethics webinars a year, as well as there's some of the events like PET or NLT have ethics courses as part of the curriculum as well. So please make sure that you have that. The 80 hours can be spread out in any way you want, as long as you get the 80 in those 2 years. It's like 2 calendar years. It starts January 1st, the year after your CGFM is awarded. And if you log into the My CGFM, I mentioned the My CGFM earlier, that's a great resource because it tells you what your CP cycle is, what your award is, what your certificate number is. And it also then gives you a total of the CPEs based on your AGA CPEs, as well as any CPEs you've uploaded into the system. And that is a service that we offer to all the CGFMs. You can upload your CPEs to My CGFM, any CPEs that you have from other entities, and they get added to your list. You can upload the certificates, so your records are stored there, and then you could see how many CPEs you have. Now, we don't audit that record unless you are selected for an audit. So we do a random audit every year where we select a percentage of individuals to be audited. And so if you are selected for the audit, then we would want to see your documentation. And so if you already have it uploaded to my CGFM, makes it easier for you to just, basically push a button and you already have your CPs. So if you are a CGFM, definitely check out the My CGFM portion of the AGA website. It gives you the opportunity. It gives you that opportunity to track your CPs as well as have all your CGFM there. So there's a question. So planning for some development training, is there a brief pre-recorded video available we can play between they introduce a CGFM? Yes, we do. We do have kind of an explainer CGFM video. So yes, we can probably post it into the chapter resources, or if not, send me an email and yeah, we have it. We can share it. We have a CGFM video with testimonials on the CGFM page, but we also have kind of an explainer one that says what is CGFM. And also, if there's any opportunities for us to speak to the chapters, we are happy to arrange a lunch and learn or some sort of a, virtual presentation. We've done it as a component of PDIs for chapters as well. If that's an opportunity that we can make happen. So let us know if there is, if we can do a presentation on CGFM as well, if live, or virtual live or live potentially, depending on the situation. So anyway, so that's something that's an opportunity as well. I mentioned the ethics hours, and I want to make sure that you guys are all aware of the AGA on-demand training offerings, because we have 2 courses, pre-recorded courses on ethics already available, and we are adding more and more courses and more opportunities on different topics, both kind of the leadership and professional development topics, as well as technical topics in the library. So we're trying to grow this library as an opportunity for individuals to earn cost-effective quality training on their own time. As a member, you have a great benefit of a lot of AGA free CPEs. And I hope that all of you are taking advantage of that. You have the members only webinars quarterly that are free for AGA members. There is TTS, that's the Technology Transformation Summit that's happening next week on Tuesday, which is a great opportunity. It's free event, virtual or live in DC for AGA members. So I hope you're taking advantage of that as well. So there's a lot of wonderful benefits in being a member of AGA in terms of the CPEs, both discounts as well as free CPEs. But in addition to that, we have other opportunities, and on-demand training is one of the ways that you can earn CPEs to maintain your certification or for your personal development, or other goals that you may have in continuing education. So please check it out if you haven't seen it yet, because it is a relatively new offering that AGA has, but it is growing. And so we're continuously adding to the list of on-demand courses. Chapter resources. I want to make sure that you guys are aware of the information that's available to you. If you log into the My AGA on kind of the right side there, you'll see a link to chapter resources. And on the chapter resources page, it's kind of organized by section. So there's different components, different sections. And so the last section is CGFM. So if you expand it, it shows you these, these are the links you're going to see in the chapter resources. And Dana put a link to the chapter resources earlier in the chat, by the way, so you don't have to look for it. So if you click on that, you'll see that. So it has the recording of the most recent town hall, which it has from last year, but it's going to be replaced with this one. So you're going to see it there. Thank you, Dana, for posting a link again. It has the CGFM month proclamation letter and the sample proclamation. CGFM month banner and Zoom background, the one that I have right now. It has a copy of the PowerPoint CGFM presentation, just kind of the basics. Some of the slides that I had before and a couple of others, just a path to CGFM. So in case you wanted to do that, there's a place to request some of the brochures and things like that. And then it also has the list of new CGFMs. So this is linked to our database. It's updated once a month. When we close the month, then the list is posted. So so right now it has January. So we haven't closed, when we close February, by the end of March, we will post February. So it has a list of new CGFMs by month and by chapter. So if you're looking to recognize CGFMs in your chapter, if you want to know who are the new CGFMs, the lists are there. As I said, for 2026, just it has a January, but 2025 has all the month, and it gets updated. We post it 1 month at a time by the end of the following month. So if you have additional questions or need additional information, CGFM director at ajcgfm.org. That's me. I will get this email. So feel free to reach out if you have any, if there's anything that you can't find or need additional information on. So any questions so far? Or I guess that is kind of the end of the presentation. I just want to mention that I have a wonderful team that I work with. And so I wanted to mention a couple of them in terms of additional follow-up. Well, one of them is me, but the lunch and learns, I mentioned giving presentations if we could come to the CGFM. So if you're interested in having a presentation on CGFM, please reach out to me. If you're interested in CGFM training, or have certification process or candidate questions, please reach out to Kim. And if it's a CGFM maintenance question, please reach out to Crystal. So we have a couple of people listed here for specific topics. So I see a question in the chat. What is the cost for the exams? The exams are $150 each. So there's 3 of them, $150 each. As I mentioned, we do have the POGO promotion for those who pass the exam. Get that free exam. That's $150 value for the POGO promotion. And we try to run different promotions all the time. So, Mark, I see that you have your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. Katya, I just wanted to share with the group and with you, I've been traveling from chapter to chapter as AGA's national president this year, and I was just in Nashville, Tennessee at a luncheon. And it's not the first time, but I had somebody come up to me and thank me for having made some of the videos that they felt like it really helped them get through the CGFM. And so, I'm certainly available as a live instructor as well. I've made a promise to myself when I took my first accounting course, I would keep the subjects like this interesting and fun. And people tell me I do a fairly good job at that. But I just wanted to reinforce to those of you who are the CGFM VPs out there that this training really makes a difference in people's lives. And what the unexpected benefit of having done some of the instruction is people have come up to me and told me how they really felt like I was there for them. And I know they feel that way about all the instruction to help them get through the CGFM training. And so it really makes a difference.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, thank you for being one of our instructors. Mark is great. So yes, if you haven't been in his class, he really makes it engaging and kind of explains the, I don't want to say difficult concepts, but there are some, some concepts are a little bit more complicated than others and, kind of brings them to life. And yes, thank you for mentioning that. You are one of our instructors that recorded the on-demand course. I mentioned that we have 3 CGFM on-demand courses. So Mark is one of the stars. So, we get the best. There you go. So so thank you for being a CGFM instructor. And yes, we have, we have some really great subject matter experts that can really help the individuals understand the concepts, because when you're taking the exams, you need to make sure you understand it so that you can apply those concepts. And so having an instructor really kind of drive these points home can be a wonderful experience. So thank you, Mark. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, there is another question. The new CGFM's chapter link. So the chapter resources link is in the My AGA. So you log into My AGA, there's a link on the right to the chapter resources. So if you're not using the link that's here in the chat, if you wanted to get to it, later on, log into the My AGA. On the right, you'll see the chapter resources link. And from the list of things, the CGFM section has the new CGFMs by chapter. So thank you for that question. Any other questions? We're coming up to the end here. Okay, well, you have my email address here, as well as a couple of members of my staff. If you want to reach out with additional questions, please don't hesitate. If there's any information you can't find and you're looking for, or there's any ideas that you want to share with us, or any experiences you've had with promoting CGFM, we'd love to hear. How you're promoting CGFM and how things are going in your chapter, and what are some of the successes or challenges that you may have experienced. So please reach out. Thank you for joining us and celebrating CGFM month. And I hope to welcome the ones that are not CGFMs as CGFMs soon, and the ones that are CGFMs, thank you for earning it, and happy CGFM month.